Hey guys, I'm Kyle and this is Fan Theory.
This is your time.
The new Power Rangers trailer just dropped this past week, and I have to say, I'm excited. I grew up being a kid of the 80s/90s, loving the show, being one of those nerds who did have all the toys and loved to compare the size of my white tiger Zord to my friend's red dragon Zord. Anyway, looking at the new trailer, I realized a few things. It's Power Rangers, which means it's automatically hokey, so there's no getting around that. The Rita Repulsa, she is all green, and she kind of looks like Divatox. It seems pretty obvious that Rita is likely going to be a combination between someone like Divatox, the Green Ranger, and Rita herself. They took a lot of the aspects of villains. I think it looks cool. She still has her cool little amulet staff thingy, which is really neat. There's been discussion online about Rita and Zordon's relationship. Zordon looks cool. I love the square wall thing. That's really cool. And Alpha's different. I think it works. Zordon and Rita originally trap each other in different locations. Zordon in a tube and Rita in a trash can. None of that's happening, but you know that there is a relationship with them in the original canon. So I'm assuming they're going to play off of that. A theory that's been floating out there is that the two of them are actually Rangers themselves at one time. And so we get a whole backstory on that. Because in an earlier trailer, Rita does say,
I've killed Rangers before.
she may have been a betrayer of the Rangers herself as a Green Ranger, which is why she looks like the Rangers in her current attire. This is a new Power Rangers. New Power Rangers means all kinds of new story dynamics.
They're gonna come here every Saturday just to graduate with all these other weirdos and criminals.
New races for the Rangers, which is a good move on their part.
I'm black.
What?
I am.
No, you're not.
And new relationships with Kimberly and Jason. That was never really done. I think it was somewhat implied originally, but then they brought Tommy on as the Green Ranger and it was already taken out of the equation. Very interesting dynamic they chose with that, but I think there was always subtle undertones in the original series until Tommy showed up. So I think it works. I think the suits are actually really awesome. A lot of people are complaining about them, but I think they look really awesome. They're far superior to the spandex, and they're even far superior to the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie, which was more plasticky. I like this new direction personally, but they're taking new creative liberties with it. They're creating more of a biological-based technology that wraps around them, which I personally think makes way more sense than you've been given power and now you are engulfed in spandex and hard plastic helmet. I don't know. But now it's like some weird kind of biotech that's alien designed, which that makes perfect sense with the Power Rangers. I love the new looks of the Zords, and everything that's going on there is really cool. I think that there's a lot of cool things that are going to go on with that. Goldar. Good God, Goldar is so cool. Big giant gold monster made of gold. I like the new Goldar. The original Goldar was menacing, and he just complained about everything. Ah!
No, you bonehead!
And then they made him more of a hokey joke in the later seasons of the show. Yeah, this big giant Goldar is more like a monster thing, you know, a giant monster that they fight, and I think it looks cool. I'm excited about it. I love the new putty. The putty are fantastic. Instead of being made of pud and churned through a machine, which was more than hokey, now it looks like she actually just brings them forth from the earth, which is pretty cool. So they're made of mud, clay, you know, it makes sense. I love the new putty. Whole different look. It's time to theorize what I think is the future of this movie, and if there is a franchise, which I think there is already. I'm predicting a sequel, because I don't think that they're gonna make this movie without a sequel following it. It seems pretty much guaranteed. And with that, who would be the villains in it? It's obvious. Okay, we're gonna have a Lord Zed, who was in the original Power Rangers series. I can just see it. They know what they're getting. So I think that Lord Zed is likely the villain, and I think he's going to be a terrifying villain in a second movie. He was already menacing with, having all of his muscles and organs and stuff on the outside of his body, which would be very disturbing for this new rough, darker, edgier, grittier Power Rangers that they're showing us now. I think he'd be incredibly terrifying if they took what they're doing now and applied it to him. He was already pretty menacing in this Hokey Kids show. This dude's gonna be horrifying to look at, and it's gonna be grotesque. He's gonna be a nightmare, and I hope that happens, because that's gonna be an amazing villain. I know that with the introduction of Lord Zed, he also brings about Rito, which is like a skull guy. If they bring him about, I think maybe it should be a reference, if anything. I doubt that they're gonna have him be a regular character with a name. He'll probably just be some character that looks or resembles like Rito, but he may not be Rita's brother or cousin or whatever. He may just be what he is. I doubt they're going to make him look all military uniform looking, but yeah. So Zed's going to be the next villain. I don't even know if he's going to take over from Rita. I don't know if they're going to go with those little machinist villains. They might. I'm sure if they have enough movies to go out there, they'll definitely use all the villains they can. They might even use Divatox from the Turbo series. They very well may introduce Tommy in the second movie. I don't think it would be a good idea, and I don't think that they're likely to make him the Green Ranger. If anything, they'll probably just make him a love interest, or they might bring him out as a White Ranger right from the get-go and maybe make him a villain who turns into a good guy under Zed's control. I mean, it's a whole new storyline. I'm sure they're going to take and pick and choose because they want it to feel like it's the original story, but with a new twist. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a throwback to everything that we love. I think there's a future here for a whole new series of movies. I think it's definitely hokey, but what can you do as Power Rangers? And I'm excited to see where this goes next. And I'm also excited to see if this show keeps going, which I will keep going even if I die from it. I'm just starting out. This is what I think. And what do you guys think? Do you have any ideas, suggestions, comments? What predictions would you like to make and share with all of us? Leave in the comments below. And I would love to hear it, and I'll get back to them ASAP. Subscribe and follow me on all social media at the Kylerman, and love me. This has been my fan theory. What's yours?